How did they know this? How did every peasant in this country have this information, yet the American Heart Association doesn't? It makes zero sense.
I've been in the food industry now for 20 years. You've done this for 40 plus years. From where you began to where you are now, what's the biggest change? Because obviously trends come and go, but what's the biggest consistency in terms of what you've seen that works?
Diet over exercise. For a long time, the infomercial world was really big. I don't think people realize how big that was. So Guthrie Ranker and all these companies would sell products on television. They were lying to you saying, hey, if you use our ab rocket or our butt buster, the ThighMaster by Suzanne Summers and the whole thing.
Suzanne Summers, I remember.
They would tell you, oh, just do this one thing, this one exercise, and you can look like this famous actress, right? None of it works. They used to try to explain it to us that exercise was how you lost weight. And I was out there yelling as loudly as I can. I had a radio show at the time going, exercise is a poor way to lose weight. You can't outrun a diet. You can't outlift a fork. It just does not work. If it's not exercise, they will go, well, Vinnie, what is it? It's like, it's diet. And they would go, okay, eat less. And it's like, well, that's part of it, but not really. I mean, my great-grandmother, who barely spoke English, she came here when she was 13 and lived to be 100 from Italy. She knew that if you ate pasta and bread, you got fat. And she would say as much to us in Italian, you're getting a panza. It would basically call you a lard ass for eating grains. How did they know this? How did every peasant in this country have this information, yet the American Heart Association doesn't? It makes zero sense. I started smelling a rat early, even back when I was getting my degree in exercise physiology and my backup degree in nutrition from a medical school, no less. I knew the truth, but no one else was talking about it.
How has it changed? Specifically your diet. Has it changed?
Not really. The only thing that's changed for me was, and I hate myself for doing this, but I kept everything a secret. When you're training celebrities and you're the guy that the studios go to, I'm not going to let my secrets out. They called me the quick weight loss guy in Hollywood. Let's say you were an actress. You did a movie. The way actresses have babies is they'll go, okay, I just finished a movie with James Cameron. It won't be out for at least a year. I'm going to now go have a baby. They plan their pregnancies in between big movies. Part of their contract is when the movie comes out, they have to be on the red carpet. Now they have baby weight. People think all of my business was putting like muscle on people like Hugh Jackman. No, my biggest thing was the quick weight loss guy. Get 30, 40 pounds off of an actress that just had a baby that now had to go promote a movie and look like she did in the movie. I wasn't going to give those secrets away when I was doing that. The thing that changed is the internet came along and I said, you know what? Let me just start giving this information out for free and see what happens. I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but that's the answer.
Can you share then? So what is the diet that you have found is consistently works and that you still recommend to this day?
What you want to do is keep insulin at bay. If you can control insulin, you can control weight gain. All you have to do is cut out carbohydrates. So we have 3 macronutrients: fat, protein, and carbohydrates. We only need enough sugar in our body to maintain homeostasis. You can actually get that without ever eating a carbohydrate, period. Now, do I promote eating 0 carbs? No. I believe in eating vegetables, getting some phytonutrients from cruciferous vegetables. Any carbohydrate you take in should have a nutritional value to it, some vitamins in it, some minerals, but everything else should be protein and fat, mainly animal protein and animal fat. And with that, staying away from processed foods. That's not the Mediterranean diet. That's not what Weight Watchers would tell you to do. It's not the Cambridge diet. It's how we were meant to eat. We were meant to eat red meat, fish, poultry, pork, eggs, dairy, byproduct of animal. These are all animal proteins. From that, you're going to get all the fat you need. You're going to get all of the protein you need. And by taking in enough protein, you will also have something that happens, fancy word, sorry, but it's called gluconeogenesis, when the proteins in your body are broken down into a sugar and your body can maintain homeostasis. So we don't need all 3 macronutrients really to live. You only need fat and protein. Protein is the building block of every cell in your body. Fat is the energy source that gets broken down into a butyrate, which becomes known as a ketone, which is where you hear the word keto. That's it.
It does bring up the question, though. In your 40 years, you've seen seen trends, you've seen diets. How do you navigate these kind of modern trends? Do you just kind of scoff at them and say, no, I already know it works? Or does it bring up a curiosity? How do you navigate?
I don't. When you're talking about low carb diets, the first one that came around, my friend Lauren Cardane brought forth the ancestral style diet. And paleo was great, but then they bastardized it. Whenever you give people a diet, now it's time to bastardize. So is paleo good? Absolutely. So what's the problem with paleo? Well, people will look around and go, so I can eat anything that was around during the Paleolithic era. Yes, you can. Okay. It probably had honeybees. Therefore, I can eat honey. Bring on the honey. But if you stray off and start eating honey, good luck. So you see where the problem, I'm giving a stupid example of what happens, but it's not really that stupid. It's what people do. Whenever you give humans an inch, we take 10 miles. That's the bastardization of a diet. So people like myself and my buddy Gary Taubes and Nina came around right after me, and we're all close friends, right? And we all started saying, hey, eat low carb. My thing is, I call it NSNG, no sugars, no grains, right? People will go, well, what's the NSNG diet? No diet. It's a lifestyle. You cut out sugars, you cut out grains, eat everything else. Don't eat anything from a package. Stay away from seed oils. You'll be fine. So that's what I tell people to do. And they'll say, well, how does that compare to a carnivore diet? And how do you feel about a carnivore diet? I feel great about a carnivore diet. The problem with carnivore is they've now bastardized that. Or even worse, carnivore is the opposite of veganism. Veganism is the absence of any kind of animal protein. Carnivore is only animal protein. So you'll go, wait a minute, Vinnie, how can you be in between those two? You got to pick one or the other. No, I don't. I think veganism would be great if you added some meat into it. The carnivores are now saying, if you eat broccoli, broccoli is conspiring to kill you. You've become a zealot at that point. Yeah. Sean Baker and I are good friends. He's one of the forefathers. I met Sean within that first 6 months of him doing carnivore before anyone knew his name. But then everyone else takes it to a new level. And they start making up stuff. And you see all these doctors coming like Gundry and all these guys coming out saying, oh, lectins are going to kill you by noon tomorrow. Or there are chemicals in broccoli. Really? You want me to go push that? Is that what you want me to do? I can't. I can't lie to people that way. Broccoli is not conspiring to kill you. I'm sorry. People go, well, maybe you talk a little too much. No, I'm going to always be on the side of the person who's trying to do the right thing. James, you've been on my show. I said right at the beginning, your good intentions have been stolen. I'm going to help you get them back. You're listening to my whole game plan right there.
If you enjoyed the clip from the podcast, make sure to check out the next video up here or head over to watch the full episode down here. And before you go, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Come on. Yeah, thanks for watching.